Hello, sports fans! Welcome to the biggest event in the month of March, Memo's March Madness, where I will be doing a song bracket for El Fin de Semana, the weekend. Let's go! Hello everybody, my name is Memo, this is my channel FancyMemo, welcome back to my channel, and today, as I just stated, we are doing the Weekend Song Madness bracket. I created this bracket. Please don't judge on how rough the resolution is on the weekend. Ignore that. But I did try my best on this bracket. Everything is color-coded by project. I try to separate them as much as I can. Not only by project, so it's not like one side is all Dawn FM, the other side is all After Hours. I try to spread everything out. But not only that, I try to spread everything out by popularity as well. I don't know, it was hard, but I did it. If you like it for whatever reason, it'll be on my Twitter. You could download it there. I might post it on the YouTube community post as well. I don't think you could download from there, but maybe you could screenshot it. If you want me to, I can DM you on Instagram this bracket if you really want it. But yeah, we have 64 tracks from the weekend, and I thought it was fitting to do the weekend for this bracket because he technically is retiring from making music as the weekend. A wink wink, I guess. I don't know if he's ever gonna make music or if he'll come back. A lot of artists say they'll retire and then they don't. Hopefully he doesn't retire though, because he has a stacked catalog. I'm actually surprised with how many great songs are on this bracket. I feel like I like almost all of these songs here, so there will be some tough decisions made and I can't wait to make them. So let's make these tough decisions. But before we do, if you like music related content like this, please subscribe, since that is what I do here. And if you're already subscribed and you want more of this for some reason, check out my Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. If you like basketball, especially NBA basketball, I'm not a college basketball guy, so I'm actually, funny enough, not into March Madness as other people, but I am into the NBA. I talk about the NBA with a buddy of mine on our podcast, which is called Above the Rim Rundown, where we run down all things NBA. Check it out if you're interested. But yeah, let's jump into this. So for the first matchup, we've got High For This versus Can't Feel My Face. High For This is his very first track off of his very first mixtape, House of Balloons, and I mashed it up with, I believe, the first Weeknd song I've ever heard. I discovered him through Can't Feel My Face, that era of the Weeknd. I wasn't there for the mixtapes. I wasn't there for the trilogy, so I'm not an OG fan. So I'm sure you OG fans are probably gonna hate me for this decision, but I'm taking Can't Feel My Face. Maybe it's the nostalgia, but I feel like this song still holds up pretty well. It's a very catchy song, and the lyrical content as well is pretty clever. You would think listening to this song he's talking about this girl and how great he feels with her, but no, he's talking about cocaine. So Can't Feel My Face is moving on to the next round. Next, we got Cry For Me versus Save Your Tears. 2 tracks revolving around crying, I guess. One is him begging for you to cry. The other is him telling you to save it. Just save those tears. Cry For Me is off of his latest album, which is the last album of this later trilogy he has, which started off with After Hours, which is where Save Your Tears comes from. And I do prefer Save Your Tears. I think it's a catchier song. It's a fun listen. Cry For Me is good. It's no Save Your Tears. So we're moving that up. Next, it's Double Fantasy versus Enjoy the Show. Both of these tracks feature Future. And for me, I'm choosing the one with the better Future feature, and that has to be Enjoy the Show. I mean, come on. It's so dramatic. It's so over the top. Future sounds so emotional on that track. So I'm going with Enjoy the Show. But Double Fantasy, underrated. It was part of those singles that The Weeknd made for The Idol, I think it's called, his TV show that I heard was pretty bad. And it was one of the better tracks off of the run of singles that he did for that show. Next is Sacrifice versus I Was Never There. This is easy. It's Sacrifice. Sacrifice any day. That's mostly because of the beat, because it reminds me of Thriller. The Weeknd gets a lot of comparisons to Michael Jackson, mostly due to his voice, but in this case, This song reminds me of Michael Jackson because of the production. The production sounds similar to Thriller to the point where I thought Quincy Jones had a hand in it. He was on the album after all as like a speaker, kind of like a feature. He did not have a role in the production, which I was actually kind of surprised by that because of how much this sounds like Thriller in a way. But yeah, love it. I love this song. The next matchup is actually pretty tough. It's Die For You versus Love Me Harder. Die For You does have a remix with Ariana Grande, so that's why I have these two going at each other, because, you know, this is the Ariana Grande track. This is a track that has a remix with Ariana Grande, so that's why I have them going at each other. This is actually a tough decision though. Love Me Harder is no slouch. Great pop track. Ariana killed it, but I do prefer Die For You. I think Die For You is one of my favorite songs off of Starboy, so that will be moving on. Next matchup, Gasoline versus Often. I'm going with Gasoline here just because of how quirky and weird the vocals were on Gasoline. He's never done anything like that on a track before this, never did it after. It's such a unique track for The Weeknd. I love it a lot, but Often is good. Often is pretty good. I really like the chorus on Often, but for me, it's Gasoline. So we're moving that. Next track is Pretty versus DD, Dirty Diana. Let's go back to the Michael Jackson comparison because it's very clear on this track that The Weeknd is inspired by Michael Jackson. Not only is this a Michael Jackson cover, but he sounds so similar to Michael, and I love it. I love it a lot. Michael Jackson is one of my favorite artists of all time. Definitely not a hot take there. So the fact that The Weeknd was able to do a cover of a Michael Jackson song with so much justice shows how talented of a singer this man is. So I'm going with DD. Sorry Pretty, but not today. Alright, next battle, In Your Eyes versus The Party and The After Party. I'm telling you right now, it's going to In Your Eyes, and that's mostly because I'm not the biggest fan of The Party. Mostly because I feel like it's too long. It's longer than it should be. It just keeps going and going forever. It really has no build up. Well, In Your Eyes is just a, you know, simple pop track that I really do enjoy off of After Hours. So we're moving that on. Speaking of pop tracks from After Hours, we've got Blinding Lights versus Acquainted. Blinding Lights is one of the biggest songs of all time, so you best believe it's moving on. Not only because it's a good song, but Acquainted, I really don't enjoy Acquainted, which might be a hot take. I've been looking at forums to see like what do people enjoy from The Weeknd so I could get the right tracks on here. I also looked into streaming numbers and any tracks he considered a single off of albums, stuff like that. And there were a good amount of people that were saying that Acquainted is a great Weeknd track, that it was one of their favorites. To me, I don't think so. It feels like the most generic Weeknd track. I feel like if you're trying to describe a Weeknd track, you're basically describing Acquainted. You know, it's just a moody, melodramatic track with decent vocals, but you know, it doesn't have a punch that like Blinding Lights does, even though, you know, they're not really the same genre. Acquainted's more R&B, while Blinding Lights is a synth pop banger, but I'll take the synth pop banger in this case. Next track, Pray For Me versus Sidewalks. These two tracks have Kendrick Lamar on them, and I prefer the Kendrick performance on Sidewalks. I also prefer the Weeknd performance on Sidewalks as well, even though he was great on Pray For Me. I just really like the storytelling on Sidewalks and how The Weeknd was going over his come up and the struggles he had that led to his success essentially. You don't get a lot of tracks like that from The Weeknd, so I do cherish those. Plus, the Kendrick feature was pretty fire on here, which I can't really say the same for Pray For Me. I'm not big on that Kendrick feature. Next matchup, Live For versus Sao Paulo. Both of these tracks have features. Sao Paulo has Anita on it, while Live For has Drake on it. And I don't really care for Drake on here, not gonna lie. Even though I was a fan of this era of Drake when I was younger. You know, I used to bump tracks like Headlines all the time. Now as an adult, and I've listened to other Drake tracks that I liked more or hated more. You know, there's a lot of Drake stuff I don't like. I'm not a Drake fan whatsoever. I'm quite the hater. But now that I'm older, I really can't stand his old voice. I don't like it. It sounds so dated. So dated. Oh my god. So Sao Paulo easily is moving on, not only because it doesn't have Drake on it or a dated Drake on it, but the beat here is insane. Oh my god, the Brazilian funk here. What a crazy choice of production on that one. Speaking of Drake, we got The Zone versus In the Night. In the Night is so good. In the Night is catchy as hell, dude. It's so good. It really is. While The Zone has another dated sounding Drake feature, which I don't really care for. So sorry, Drake lovers, but you shouldn't even be watching this. Like, this is a Weeknd bracket. The Weeknd doesn't even mess with Drake anymore, so don't be expecting me to glaze over him. Okay, Wake Me Up versus One of the Girls. I do really like One of the Girls. One of the Girls is a really fun track. It's again one of those tracks off of the Idol single run that he had, I believe last year, maybe 2 years ago, I don't know. But it can't compare to Wake Me Up. Wake Me Up might be the Weeknd's best intro song, like to an album. It might be the very best. It's so cinematic and grand. Justice did their thing on that track as well. So yeah, Wake Me Up! Wake me up inside. It's moving on. Next, we got Reminder versus The Morning. I don't really care for Reminder. It's like, I guess, a cool melodic rap track in a way. Very moody. It does not compare to The Morning. The Morning is so good. The beat alone on The Morning is incredible. Incredible. Plus, it's my sister's favorite song, and she's gonna kill me if it does not move past the first round. So it's moving on. It's moving on. Next matchup, Baptized in Fear versus Less Than Zero. It's Less Than Zero. Like, I know Baptized in Fear is probably the more grand track, the more elaborate track. There probably was a lot more thought put into that track. But Less Than Zero is so catchy. I love the guitar-driven production on this track. One of my favorite songs off of Dawn FM. It wasn't at first, but like the more I listened to it, like on the radio and throughout my many listens of Dawn FM, which is probably still my favorite Weeknd album. Yeah, I can't get enough of this track. So Less Than Zero is moving on. Last matchup on the left side is Call Out My Name versus Escape from LA. It's Call Out My Name. I mean, that track is so dramatic, so emotional. Call out my name. It's so good. It really is. You can feel how heartbroken The Weeknd is on this track. It's so well done. So yeah, for me, it's Call Out My Name. It's moving on to the next round. Let's go. Now to the other side. Alright, first matchup on the right side. We've got Starboy versus Kissland. A battle of the title tracks. And I'm going with Starboy. Mostly because Kissland, I feel like, is one of those songs from The Weeknd that kind of overstays its welcome. He's got a few tracks here where it's just way too long for no reason. So we're going Starboy here. Niagara Falls versus Wicked Game. I'm going Wicked Games here mostly because of the production. The production is stellar. I know Niagara Falls is one of the many tracks off of Hurry Up Tomorrow that, you know, is very well produced and all that. But I still think Wicked Games is better. And the fact that he was able to create a song this good with a lot less resources gives it a bump to me, so it's moving on. After Hours versus King of the Fall. King of the Fall, I just learned about, is like a random single from 2014, but it was finally released on DSPs in 2020, so I just recently heard it for the first time, and I think it's alright. It's a very standard Weeknd track. I feel like the outro was a little weird. While After Hours, come on, the title track off of After Hours is amazing. It's one of the best Weeknd tracks for sure. I'm already calling it now. It's gonna make a push. For sure. And I feel like a lot of Weeknd fans would agree that this will go far in the bracket. I don't know if it'll win, but it will go far for sure. Because yeah, that beat switch alone, come on. I don't even have to say much. Let's move it on to the next round. Next matchup, Timeless versus Popular. The battle of the Playboy Cardi feature. Timeless has a Playboy Cardi feature. Popular has a Playboy Cardi feature. And Madonna. Madonna's on the track as well. What do I prefer though? I do prefer Timeless. I think the beat is very quirky. It reminds me of like a video game 8-bit type beat. I actually reacted to this song late last year, I believe. So yeah, I enjoy that track. I do enjoy Popular. I do like the emote in Fortnite where this song plays. I really do enjoy the hook. I feel like Playboy Cardi didn't really have much time to shine on this track. Neither does Madonna, but I didn't really want her on the track to begin with. So Timeless is moving forward. There we go. Next matchup, Earned It versus Faith. This one's actually kind of tough. I do enjoy Earned It, even though it is a track meant for the 50 Shades of Grey soundtrack. So that's kind of random, and it's kind of weird how much he popped off for a soundtrack. So I do enjoy that track. I do love the strings too. I love strings. You guys should know this by now if you follow the channel. I love strings, but it's versus Faith. Faith is great. It's a great track. But if I OD, I want you to OD right beside me. Damn, this is such a dark, toxic track, dude. So this is actually so tough. But I'm going with Faith. I hate how I did this. Because I felt like I did a pretty good job making the tracks that should move on. But Earned It should have moved on. And it's not going to. Damn. I hate how I did that. Okay. Whatever. That sucks. That actually sucks. Am I the only one that thinks this is a tough matchup, or was it obviously Faith? I don't know, but Faith is moving on. Next matchup, we got Party Monster versus Heaven or Las Vegas. You know, not a lot of the tracks from the trilogy has been moving on. I've been noticing. I didn't put a lot of tracks there to begin with. Mostly tracks from House of Balloons, so I guess that's on me. So why am I questioning all that? I don't know, but I will be moving on Heaven or Las Vegas. I think the beat there is very stellar. It's almost like rock oriented in a way. I don't know. Well, Party Monster, call me a party pooper, but it's not moving on. Heaven or Vegas. Let's push it. Let's push it forward. Here we go versus Reflections Laughing. Both have features from big rappers. Here we go has Tyler the Creator, while Reflections Laughing has Travis Scott, which he did his thing, dude. The auto crooning there, stellar. It's stellar, and how the beat builds up to make it more of a cinematic moment. There's so much I love about this track. I'm going with Here We Go, dude. Like, I don't think Tyler's performance is as epic as Travis, but it worked well with what the song was going for on this track. Like, he did what he needed to do, and I just really prefer The Weeknd on Here We Go, and maybe the production. I do really like the dreamy production and the cute lyrics. Here we go again, life's a dream, 'cause it's never what it seems. Yeah, I'm going with Here We Go again. I forgot to add the again part. Oh my god. I'm not fixing it. You guys just have to deal with it, I guess. My bad. Okay, next track. Moth to a Flame versus Out of Time. It's Out of Time. I do enjoy Moth to a Flame. There's a reason why I put this song in the bracket to begin with, because it's good. It's a fire track. Shout out to, Swedish House Mafia, I think that's what they're called. But it's Out of Time. The nostalgic sounding production here. I believe this is the one where it uses the Japanese city pop sample. It's really good. Oh, we got a little Dawn FM battle right here. Let's go. Next matchup, House of Balloons Glass Table Girls versus Dancing in the Flames. Atomic Bomb versus Coughing Baby. Who's gonna win? House of Balloons is winning. Obviously, it's one of The Weeknd's best tracks, and the fact that he made it so early in his career is incredible. Shout out to Dancing in the Flames, though. I feel like that song gets so much hate for no reason. I really enjoy that track, but people aren't vibing with it. I don't know why. Okay, Hardest to Love versus Montreal. I feel like Hardest to Love is one of the most underrated tracks off of After Hours. Nobody talks about it as much as they should. Hardest to Love is so cute. It's such a fun little track. I love it so much. Oh my god, it's so cute. Okay, it's moving. I don't know what I just did there. Oh my god. Is There Someone Else versus Wasted Times? I'm going with Is There Someone Else. Dawn FM Merchant here. Just gonna push this through. I'm not really big on Wasted Time, so yeah. Is There Something Else is moving on. Stargirl Interlude versus The Abyss. This is an interesting matchup. You know, this is the Lana Del Rey battle. And yeah, I will say, I feel like Stargirl Interlude would move on if it wasn't an interlude, if it was a full-fledged song, I think I would have preferred it over The Abyss, because Lana was so good for that track, and then it like ends like shortly after, which is very disappointing. Lana was cool on The Abyss, but Stargirl interlude, I feel like it's better, but it's not fulfilling whatsoever. It's like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna sound like a fat ass. It's like a 10-piece chicken McNuggets. You know, it's so good, but that's not gonna fill you up. It's just 10 nuggies. We want a Big Mac to fill us up. So that's what The Abyss is doing. That's what The Abyss is for. It's to fill us up on our hunger for Lana Del Rey. I don't like how I said that. My bad. Okay. The Hills versus Open Hearts. The Hills is also one of the first tracks I listened to from The Weeknd. I actually bought The Hills and Can't Feel My Face off of iTunes. You remember that, kids? iTunes? You used to have to pay for your music to put it in your iPod. You remember that, kids? With that said, though, I'm going with Open Hearts. I do like the lyricism here. How, I guess, scared he is of falling in love. It's a deep track, so I'll go with Open Hearts. Next matchup is the matchup of the Metro Boomin' Beats. I think there were other Metro tracks as well, but this is the two Metro tracks that I'm gonna have battling it out. Creepin' versus Heartless, and I'm going with Creepin'. I love the interpolation The Weeknd did. Maybe I'm not the biggest fan of the 21 Savage feature, but still, I think The Weeknd did enough to carry off of Creepin', and Heartless isn't really one of my favorites off of After Hours, so Creepin' is moving on. I Feel It Coming versus Take My Breath. I do love Take My Breath, but no, the Donna Femme Merchant run is gonna end here because I Feel It Coming is better. I do think it's a better track. Another one of my favorites off of Starboy, and it has Daft Punk on it. Not one of Daft Punk's best beats, but you know, I'll take it. I love Daft Punk, so I'll take it. So let's move on. And the last matchup, we got Tell Your Friends versus Hurry Up Tomorrow, the final track off of his final album, and I thought it was fitting to just put it as the final song here. A little fun fact that I'm sure most of you know, but if you let it play to the end, that final part of the song would lead into the beginning of High for This, so it's kind of like a full circle moment there, which is a cute touch. So I'm going with Hurry Up Tomorrow, not only because of that, but it's also one of The Weeknd's best outro songs. It's another great cinematic grand track from him, so it's moving on. All right, the second round, we've got Can't Feel My Face versus Save Your Tears for Another Day. This is actually tough. So preparing myself for the video, I did the first round so I knew what to say and stuff. The second round though, I did not bother going past the second round or doing the second round. So this is my genuine reaction to these matchups. Can't Feel My Face versus Save Your Tears. It's tough. It's actually tough. Is nostalgia gonna win? In this case, I can't feel my face when I'm with you. Which one has the better chorus? This is tough. This is so hard. Oh, whatever. It's nostalgia. Sue me. I'm doing it anyways. Can't Feel My Face. I'm going with it. That might be the wrong choice. I don't know, but I'm going with it. All right. Enjoy the Show versus Sacrifice. Oh my god. So the second round, we've got tough matchups here. I will go with Sacrifice. It's only because of the beat. That Michael Jackson-esque beat, the Quincy Jones-esque beat, the Thriller-esque beat. I'm going with Sacrifice, even though I do really enjoy the show. I do enjoy that future feature, but it's Sacrifice. Damn, this is so hard. Okay, Die For You versus Gasoline. You know what? I'm gonna go with the poppier route here. Even though Gasoline is so good, the voice is awesome, but I think I would rather listen to Die For You more often. So I'm going with Die For You. In Your Eyes versus Dirty Diana. I'll go with Dirty Diana. I think I do prefer that track more. And, you know, I guess Michael Jackson merchant here, you know. I do love me some Michael Jackson, so I'll pick the Michael Jackson cover. Alright, interesting battle. Blinding Lights versus Sidewalk. Now, the best beat here is Blinding Lights for sure. The lyricism goes to Sidewalks. You know what? Maybe a crazy take, but I'm going with Sidewalks. The hook on Sidewalks is actually insane. It's actually so good. Well, I know Blinding Lights is more of a popular choice. It's a fun track. It's actually like a genuinely great track. I'm going with Sidewalks. I really love the chorus. The lyricism here is great. The Kendrick feature is great. Don't sue me. Okay, Sao Paulo versus In the Night. What am I doing here? I think I'm gonna lean towards In the Night. Like, although the Sao Paulo beat is insane, especially for The Weeknd, In the Night is a classic Weeknd pop banger that I love listening to. So I'm going with In the Night. Wake Me Up versus The Morning. What a perfect pair. Wake me up in the morning. Wake me up in the morning. Okay. Going with The Morning, I think. I think the lyricism here is really good. The production is good as well. Wake Me Up has crazy production, I know, but maybe it's the nostalgia hitting me harder right now. And the fact that Wake Me Up is just so new. I'm still processing Hurry Up Tomorrow and all that. So, this sucks. This actually sucks. And maybe the fact that I don't want my sister to punch me so hard later. So, The Morning's moving on. Sorry. No, I do think The Morning is the better track, even if it's not as ambitious as Wake Me Up. Less Than Zero versus Call Out My Name. I think I'm going with Call Out My Name. Again, love how emotional he sounds, how over the top this track is. I think it's about Selena Gomez too, which, like, I don't blame you, Abel. I don't blame you at all. She's with Benny Blanco right now. I can feel your pain. So I'll take Call Out My Name, even though Less Than Zero being knocked out in the second round sucks. That sucks so much, dude. Oh my god. Alright, we've got Starboy versus Wicked Games. Damn it. Wait. This is so much harder than I thought it was going to be. This is crazy. Starboy is so fun. It's fun. It has Daft Punk in it. Is it gonna move on just because of Daft Punk? I love the ha-has on this track. The ha ha. That part is fire. But it's Wicked Games. You know what? I'm going with Wicked Games. I think I prefer the chorus here. It's so good. It is one of The Weeknd's like best choruses, so I'll go with it. It has like these cool backup vocals as well. I'm going with Wicked Games. After Hours versus Timeless. Don't talk to me. After Hours is having like this Mickey Mouse run right now. Sorry, I made it too easy for After Hours. First it was King of the Fall, now Timeless. Shout out to Timeless. I do enjoy that track. You know, it made it to the second round, but it's not beating it. After Hours. Next, we got Faith versus Heaven or Las Vegas. Sorry, Vegas. Your run is over. It's going to be Faith. Faith is good. It's quite good, actually. So we'll leave it there. And we got a Dawn FM matchup. Here We Go versus Out of Time. We'll go with Out of Time. I really enjoy this beat. And I think the Tyler feature is good, but it's not spectacular or anything. It's nothing crazy. Out of Time, though, that beat is crazy. That beat is really good. So we're moving on. Oh, this matchup sucks. House of Balloons versus Hardest to Love. I love Hardest to Love. It's so good, but it's House of Balloons, bro. It's House of Balloons easily. It'd be a sin if it doesn't move on. Okay, is there someone else versus The Abyss? Is there someone else? I think I do enjoy that track a lot more, to be honest. Open Hearts versus Creepin', though. I will go with Hurry Up Tomorrow track on this one. Open Hearts is really good. Creepin' is good. It's the 21 Savage feature that's bringing it down a little bit, so we'll go with that. I feel like Coming versus Hurry Up Tomorrow. Good matchup, and I feel like I've been leaning towards the popular tracks here. I think that is where my taste lands on more. I think I do prefer the popular tracks, but I'm going with Hurry Up Tomorrow. That, again, might be the best Weeknd outro in the discog. So Hurry Up Tomorrow is moving on. Alright, next matchup, Can't Feel My Face versus Sacrifice. I don't wanna sacrifice. Okay, they're both kind of nostalgia merchants in a way, but I'm choosing the low-key Michael Jackson nostalgia that I get from Sacrifice over Can't Feel My Face. Can't Feel My Face had a nice little run, you know, it made it to the third round, but it's over. Sacrifice is moving on. Now we got Die For You versus Dirty Die. And Will I go the Michael Jackson route here? Will I go with Die For You? I'm going with Die For You. I think I prefer this track. The chorus is fluffing gorgeous, dude. Baby, I'll die for you. Like, come on. He's spilling his guts out here. It has to go to Die For You. Alright, Sidewalks versus In the Night. I'm going with In the Night. I did say I prefer more of the poppier tracks. But wait. But actually, maybe I'm going with Sidewalks. Well, the lyrics on Sidewalks is so good. This is hard. This is actually hard. Is it hard for you guys? I don't know. But to me, this is hard. You know what? I think I am going Sidewalks. I think because there's a lot going for it, you know, with the great chorus, the great lyricism, the Kendrick feature. I like In the Night a lot. I'm kind of bummed it's out, but I'm going with Sidewalks. I didn't even expect Sidewalks to be this dominant in the bracket. I never thought of Sidewalks as one of my favorite Weeknd tracks. So seeing it move on to the 4th round is kind of crazy. The Morning versus Call Out My Name. You know what? I'm going to go with The Morning because I feel like Call Out My Name might be a hook merchant. There, I said it. The only reason why I mess with this track so much is because of the hook. Granted, it's an incredible hook, emotional hook, but you know, the lyricism is better on The Morning. The instrumental is great. The Morning's beat feels like waking up in the morning, watching the sunrise with a cup of joe in the hand. I'm going with The Morning. I'm going with it. Hope my sister's happy. Next battle, Wicked Games versus After Hours. Ooh, this is difficult. Wicked Games, this is so good though. I feel bad, but I'm going with After Hours. I feel like Wicked Games should be ending its run now, but you know, with every March Madness, there's always those upsets. This might not be an upset for most, but you know, I'm upset. I'm upset that Wicked Games isn't moving on. Okay, next round, Faith versus Out of Time. I'm going with Out of Time. Out of Time just has a better beat. Maybe I'm more invested in the lyrics on Faith, but Out of Time is a better beat. I think maybe even the better Weeknd performance as well. Out of Time is moving on. Here we go. Okay, we got House of Balloons versus Is There Someone Else? It's House of Balloons. It has to be House of Balloons. I'm sorry, but House of Balloons is one of those heavy hitters. That's a 1 seed. I didn't place it in the 1 seed, but that's a 1 seed type track, you know? Open Hearts versus Hurry Up Tomorrow. It could honestly go either way. I think I prefer the outro, the last track off of the album, the title track, Hurry Up Tomorrow. So that's moving on. I think that's now the only Hurry Up Tomorrow track in the lineup, which is interesting. Okay. We got Sacrifice and Die For You in the 4th round. And I think I'm going with Die For You. Again, it's one of my favorites off of Starboy. It's an emotional track. I'm not gonna think too much. I'm just rolling with it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm rolling with it. Now we got Sidewalks versus The Morning. I think this is finally where Sidewalks ends its incredible run. This is probably the Cinderella track, I guess. You know, I didn't expect it to have a run like this. It surpassed some heavy hitters. There was some close calls, close games, but The Morning is gonna end its Cinderella run. But shout out to Sidewalks. I didn't expect it to go this far. And I'm the one that made the bracket. So that's funny. All right. We got After Hours versus Out of Time. You know, if we're talking about the albums, After Hours, I feel like it's not as good as Dawn FM. But I think the title track After Hours is better than Out of Time. So After Hours is moving on. I feel bad for Out of Time. Out of Time is so good. The Japanese city pop production there, phenomenal. But all good things come to an end. And next we got House of Balloons versus Hurry Up Tomorrow. Hurry Up Tomorrow had a great run. It did, but it's House of Balloons. Easily House of Balloons. What are we doing here? Well, what are we doing? It's House of Balloons. We've made it to the final 4. Did not expect this outcome. I did not expect any Starboy tracks to make it this far, but Die For You went on a hell of a run. And the fact that there's 2 tracks off of House of Balloons shows how incredible that track list is. The fact that that was his very first project is insane. What a way to start a career. And then we got After Hours in here as well. I actually reacted to that album, so you could actually see my first reaction to this track. All right, let's finish it up, we got Die For You versus The Morning. All that money, and the money is the motive. I don't want to make it seem like my sister had a hand in this, because although she could be violent, she did not have a hand in this. But I think The Morning might be better than Die For You. I will say I don't think this is my second favorite Weeknd track, but it will be going to the finals. Shout out to Die For You. Hell of a run. But The Morning is in the finals. Let's go. And then we got After Hours versus House of Balloons. This is like a finals matchup. I think these two deserve to be in the finals more than The Morning. But only one of these tracks can move on. And I'm going with After Hours. I'm sorry. To the OG Weeknd fans, to the fans that were there from the beginning, that have been bumping the trilogy, I'm sure that was many people's favorites, but I'm going with After Hours here. After Hours is incredible. So that leaves us with The Morning versus After Hours. I probably foreshadowed it. I couldn't contain myself. I'm going with After Hours. It's not a competition. This is my favorite track by The Weeknd. Shout out to him, and shout out to this track right here. After Hours is the winner of the Weeknd Song Madness bracket for multiple reasons. You know, with that incredible beat switch. One of the best beat switches in like music history. Maybe this is a hyperbole. Maybe I'm over exaggerating, but I love it a lot. I think it's insanely good. And especially the second part. Like the first part is amazing on its own, but once the beat switches, we get the other part and we hear that chorus. Oh baby, where are you now when I need you most? Like, come on, it's so good. It's so good. It had to win. It had to win. So yeah, that's my winner. Here is my full bracket. Again, if you guys want to do this bracket yourself, you can download it off of my Twitter. You can screenshot it on YouTube. I'm planning on posting it on the community tab on YouTube. If you don't want to do that and you don't have Twitter, you could DM me on Instagram as well. But yeah, After Hours ended up winning the whole thing. It is my favorite Weeknd track, so I knew what song was gonna win the whole thing. I did not know the journey that it was gonna take. I didn't expect a lot of these tracks to go as far as they did. So this was fun. I don't think I'm gonna do another one of these often, but maybe next March. I'll do another bracket. I tend to do it around that time. If I do a bracket, I usually do it around March. So subscribe so you don't miss it. But yeah, I am done here. So thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, makes sense, right? Comment down below what song is winning your Weeknd Song Madness bracket. Let me know down below. Was After Hours a shock? Did you guys put money on After Hours by any chance? What was the biggest upset to you? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like music related content like this, please subscribe, since that is what I do here. And if you're already subscribed and you want more of this for some reason, check out my Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. If you like basketball, more specifically NBA basketball. I don't really watch college basketball, funny enough. I do have an NBA basketball podcast. It's called Above the Rim Rundown, where we run down all things NBA. Check it out if you're interested. The season is kind of ending soon. It's almost playoff time in a way, so this is the best time to jump in to the podcast. But yeah, anything's here. Thank you guys for watching. I love you guys. Goodbye. Oh baby.